For some football players, no matter how many different teams they play for throughout their career, they will always be synonymous with one club. Whether that's due to how long they played for that team, or because of the success they had during that time. But whenever their name gets mentioned, you usually still think of them wearing just one kit over any others. And today on the Bosman Viewing, we want to look at 10 players that fall into this category, but highlight a time in their career you may not even remember. So this is our Top 10 Footballers, Forgotten Clubs. Kicking off our list is Nemanja Vidic and when he played for Inter Milan. The Serbian centre-back had enjoyed huge success during his time at Manchester United, winning multiple trophies over 8 years, eventually being made club captain and viewed as one of the best defenders in world football. Then in 2014, as his Manchester United contract expired, Vidic opted to move to Italy to join Inter Milan, viewing it as a new challenge at that point in his career. He was immediately put into the starting lineup for Inter, but Vidic initially struggled to adapt to the new style of play, making costly errors, conceding penalties and even being sent off in his first few weeks at his new club. After being dropped in favour of some younger defenders, he eventually made his way back into the first team and regained his place in the starting lineup. However, after only 28 appearances for Inter Milan, in January 2016 the decision was taken to terminate his contract due to inactivity and niggling injuries, at which time Vidic announced his retirement from football, calling an end to his short time in Italy. Next up, we're going to talk about Patrick Kluivert and his time with Lille. The Dutch striker came through the ranks at Ajax in the mid-90s as part of their golden generation, but he may be best remembered today for his time spent at Barcelona, having played there for over 6 years and scoring 122 goals during that period. But in 2007, as Kluivert's career began to draw to a close, he chose to join French club Lille. The latter years of Kluivert's career were marred by injuries, and the hopes were that he could try and regain full fitness whilst at Lille and recapture his goal-scoring touch. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and he was limited to just 14 games at his new club, but he did manage to score a respectable 4 goals in that time. After one season at Lille, Kluivert made the decision to retire from football, making this one club in his career that is often forgotten. Now we have legendary striker Ian Wright when he joined Celtic. The England international had become a footballing great during his time at Arsenal, winning league titles and numerous cups, along with becoming the club's all-time record goal scorer at that time. Then in 1999, he made a surprising move to join Scottish side Celtic. Wright was signed as a short-term replacement for Celtic striker Henrik Larsson, who was out injured with a broken leg. However, he struggled upon arriving, failing to win the fans over by scoring just 3 goals in 10 games, and being caught up in the fallout that his friend and manager John Barnes was having at the club. After less than 5 months at Celtic, Wright opted to move back down to England when he joined Burnley to see out the remainder of his career. Next on the list is revered midfielder Daniele De Rossi, with his time spent at Boca Juniors. The Italian midfielder had established himself with his hometown club Roma, where he had started out his career and went on to make 616 appearances, eventually becoming club captain following the retirement of Francesco Totti. Many expected De Rossi to be like Totti and become a one-club man. However, in 2019, after Roma announced he would not be renewing his contract, De Rossi expressed an admiration for Argentinian side Boca Juniors, and he signed for the club on a free transfer after agreeing to a 1-year deal. Things started out well at Boca for De Rossi, scoring on his debut for his new side and playing an important role in his initial games. However, 6 months into that 1-year deal, De Rossi announced his retirement from football, citing family reasons behind his decision, making this an often forgotten about period of his career. Here we have the first goalkeeper to talk about, Pepe Reina, and when he played for Bayern Munich. The Spanish keeper is probably best remembered for the years he spent playing for Liverpool between 2005 and 2014, where he was their #1 goalkeeper throughout that time, winning many trophies and establishing himself as one of the best keepers in the league. Then in 2014, having spent the previous year on loan at Napoli, Reina was allowed to leave Liverpool after no longer being guaranteed first-team football, at which point he moved to Germany after agreeing terms with German giants Bayern Munich. He signed a 3-year deal with the club, looking to battle with Manuel Neuer for a starting place in the side. Unfortunately, he was limited to just 3 games for Bayern during his first season, even managing to get a red card in one of those games. This prompted Reina to end his spell in Germany earlier than expected and was signed by Napoli on a permanent basis after just one forgettable year at Bayern Munich. Next up is Gabrielle Batista when he was in Qatar with Al Arabi. The iconic Argentinian striker will long be associated with his time at Fiorentina, where he was regarded as one of the best strikers in world football for many years. After cementing his place as one of the greatest strikers to ever play in Serie A, in 2003, towards the end of his career, Batista opted to move to Qatar to join Al Arabi. At 34 years old, he signed a 2-year deal with the club and he hit the ground running immediately, scoring 12 minutes into his debut, along with finishing his first season with 25 goals in 21 games. He would be surrounded by some familiar faces during his time in Qatar and would continue playing for one more season, before injuries ultimately forced him to retire in 2005, ending this enjoyable yet typically forgotten period of Batigo's career. Another striker now, this time Robbie Keane and his time with ATK. The Irish forward played for many clubs during his successful career, but he may be best remembered for his days with Tottenham Hotspur, where he had 2 different spells at the club, scoring 122 goals in the process. However, as Keane's career was beginning to wind down, in 2017 he made a surprise decision to join Indian Super League side ATK, then managed by his former teammate Teddy Sheringham. Things didn't start out well at his new club, as Keane was injured in pre-season, ruling him out for 6 months. However, upon his return, he was made club captain and began to consistently find the back of the net again. Then in 2018, Keane was announced player manager following Teddy Sheringham being sacked by ATK due to poor results. Keane would continue in his new role until the end of the season, when he would then announce his retirement from football, drawing this short period of his career to a close. Gideon Deschant is who we have up next, and to look back at his time with Valencia. The legendary French midfielder spent the peak years of his career in Italy with Juventus, and for that reason is more than likely the club Deschamps is mostly attached with. Then in the year 2000, Deschamps chose to move to Spain to sign for Valencia. Even though his game time was limited, his experience proved invaluable, as he helped a relatively young Valencia side get to the Champions League final in his first season, which they unfortunately lost to Bayern Munich. As Deschamps prepared for the next campaign, he made the shock decision to retire from playing professional football and pursue a career in management, aged just 32. Due to how short his time was with Valencia, it's often an overlooked period of Deschamps' playing career. And now to talk about Raul and when he played for the New York Cosmos. One of the greatest Spanish strikers of all time, Raul is no doubt best remembered for his time at Real Madrid, where he spent 16 years of his career winning multiple league titles, domestic cups and Champions League trophies. But in 2014, as he was approaching the end of his playing career aged 37, Raul chose to move to America and sign for the New York Cosmos. He was brought in to help elevate the North American Soccer League by bringing it some much needed attention, with the option to stay on in an advisory role upon his eventual retirement. Raul played for the Cosmos for 2 seasons, scoring 9 goals in 32 games and helping them win the Soccer Bowl in 2015, before ending his playing career, making this a club most people outside of the North American Soccer League would struggle to remember Raul playing for. And the final entry on our list is Freister Stouchkov and the time he spent with Kashiwa Reso. Widely regarded as the greatest Bulgarian footballer of all time, Stouchkov will always be remembered for when he played for Barcelona. He had 2 spells at the club, being a major part of their dream team and also winning the Ballon d'Or during those years. Then 1998 rolls around and Stouchkov had an eventful year to say the least, playing for 4 different clubs in that time, one of which being Japanese side Kashiwa Reso. He would only stay with the club for 1 season, but would make quite an impact, scoring 13 goals in 28 games and helping his new team win the Japanese League Cup. After this single season in Japan, Stouchkov would then move on to America to finish out his career, making his time with Kashiwa Reso often forgotten about these days. We hope you enjoyed the video. This is the Bosman viewing, and if you're new here, you should check out our other football videos on the channel. Is there a player you think we should have included in the list? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, if you could thumbs it up, that'd be great. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.